today to the December Igniting Souls Fellowship. And it's been a whole month since we've been together, and so much has happened for me, I'm sure for you as well. Today we get to talk about a topic that is very important if you are trying to grow your business in any way. You might be thinking, do I have competitors? I'm here to say that no matter what you're doing, you are competing for other people's time. You are a competitor, you have competitors. Whether you're an author, a speaker, there are other people that can be hired instead of you. There are other books that can be read instead of yours. So today we are going to talk about how to outmaneuver your competitors. I want to go ahead though, and while we're talking about books and we're talking about different types of things that people are competing against and for, attention being one of them, I want to share with you a couple books that have been brought up to us as Igniting Souls that many times they just give us different books and we want to be able to share them with you. So who here in the crowd likes books? Clap your hands if you do. Online if you like books. Unfortunately, these aren't going to be for you today, but keep watching. There's always something that you're going to get from this fellowship. But I'm going to go ahead and say a book, show it, and if it's something that you are interested in or you want to give it for a Christmas gift, then come up and grab it, okay? I have A True Story, Connecting the Dots of a Disconnected Life, Hope for a Fractured Soul by Deborah Elisheva. Woo! All right, come up and grab that. I have Undefeated, From Trial to Triumph, How to Stop Fighting the Wrong Battles and Start Living Victoriously by Elizabeth Myers. Who's interested in that? All right, awesome. A Simple and Practical Guide to Money and Retirement for All Ages, 18 to 80. Anyone here?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. View from the Top, Living a Life of Significance by Erin Walker. Awesome, back there. Okay, now without further ado, definitely people, if you're online, tune in. We are so excited that you're here. I want to introduce our Chief Igniter, and please help me welcome Kary Oberbrunner.
How you guys doing today? Awesome. Laura, good to see you.
Good to see you.
It's been a while. Yeah. So we have some new guests, and we have some fantastic people here. But Brian, where's Brian? Brian, all the way from Cincinnati. So let's give Brian. Yeah. And Brian found us on Facebook not too long ago, correct?
Right.
Awesome. Here's what I'm going to do, Dow. You are the man. And so come on up here, Dow, if you don't mind. Oh, we're good. Look at that. We're good. Look at that. Boom.
I got
Just
up
like
and
that.
decided to work.
Just like that. So it's great to be with you guys today. Normally I spend, a good amount of time on these fellowships. Do we need help or are you good? You good? Normally I spend a bunch of time, but today I spent a ton of time because I believe that this is a really important topic. How many of you would like to, let's be honest, you'd like to tear down your competitors? Be honest, come on now, anybody? All right. How about ethically and kindly? Isn't that nice? Okay, now I see. Well, here's the thing. We're going to be talking today about an incredibly important topic, and it is all about how to become an industry leader, And what I like, Dow, come on up here. You are the man, and I want to make sure we're getting this tech today because it's like freaking out here. We'll get it. So you let me know when it's good. Where are people from, Erica, today?
We have Arkansas.
Arkansas,
We've got
okay.
the UK.
UK,
We've got
fantastic.
California.
We might have some little treats all the way from the UK if you hang with us, okay? Some of our friends, there are some goodies in here. My kids already ate some of them. But there are some sealed, unopened packages as well. And maybe it'll work now. You think you already fixed it? What if we just do that? Okay. Did it work? Maybe? Look at that. Let's give Dow a hand. Look at Dow. Position is everything. Just ask Google. Ranking matters, especially to your prospective clients. So how do you outmaneuver your competition? It's not by burning cash. How many of you think you just gotta like be super rich to outmaneuver your competitors? Anybody? I mean, right? You gotta just have tons of cash? Not really. I'm gonna show you today how one company for less than $1 is kicking butt. Would you like that? Can anyone afford $1 here? Anybody? Okay. Discover how to become an industry leader once and for all. This is your year, but you've got to own it. What you don't know will hurt you, so increase your awareness starting today. And by the way, Erica, can you ask if people can hear me online, because we're using a new microphone and that type of thing. So thrilled to be with you guys today. I just arrived last night at 10:30 p.m. from Chicago. So whenever I fly and do business in other cities, I kind of wake up the next day and I'm like, okay, where am I? All right. So I know I'm in Columbus, Ohio. It's all good. I did my lesson ahead of time, and I just picked that up today. But here's the 3 things you're going to learn today. Number 1, you're going to learn how to grow your influence without spending money for ads. Nothing against spending money for ads. In fact, David and I spent a lot of money. Could have bought a lot of cars last year with Facebook ads. But if you do the ads right, they pay for themselves. Does that make sense?
Yes.
See, do you realize that ads are not an expense if you do them right? Ads actually pay for themselves. And some of you know this story. I used to tell David back when we first started, how much did we spend today, man? How much did we spend today? How are the ads doing? Are you sure they're good? Now today I'm like, dude, why aren't you spending more money? All right? Come on, man. Like, why are we not running more ads? Because I woke up to the fact that ads actually gain you influence, impact, and income. How many of you have watched David's Business Academy Elite module on Facebook ads? Anybody? Anybody? Okay, good? It was good? Yeah. We've heard that a lot of people really dig that training because we want to help you guys grow your business. We're going to talk about 5 ideas for becoming an industry leader. These are legitimate, literal ideas that you can walk away with today. And the number 1 strategy to grow your impact and income this year. Would that be good?
Yes.
Would that be a good 2019 start if you guys had that? And I don't know when you're watching this replay. Some of you, it might be 2020 or 21, but whatever year you're in, this would be fantastic. So let's get right away with the first one. How to grow your influence without spending money for ads. First time I've ever done this talk. You guys ready? Brand new talk?
Yeah.
All right. Here's the secret. Some of you saw that I was going to be giving away a cookie and you're like, did he lose his mind? Junk food, what's going on? Okay? I won't force a cookie on you today, but does anyone know what company, not in the cookie business, uses cookies every single day? Over 20,000. Anybody?
Ben and Jerry's.
Ben and Jerry's, great thought. Now we're all hungry for ice cream and cookies. I didn't know the answer.
Oh, the airlines.
Airlines, that's a good idea. Anybody else? Anybody online? These are not bad ideas. Maybe they are. By the way, we got seats everywhere. Seats up here, seats here. They say it all starts with the cookie. And check it out. It's how they say welcome. Does anyone know now? It's how they say welcome. Does anyone know? It's a hotel. Now we're getting close. Group think here online. Anybody?
Starts with a D.
Starts with, oh, now we're getting really close. Doubletree. Look at you guys. You could have won, what do you call it? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with your lifeline? Okay. So it is Doubletree by Hilton. Now I hadn't known this. I haven't stayed at Doubletree, but I did a little bit of research, and evidently they have a huge cult following. So much so that, hey, somebody online says, these are copycat cookies. These are the real ones. I guess there's a big debate online, okay? But the point is that I went to Google and I searched Doubletree. The second one is Doubletree cookie. Now, what are they supposed to be selling? A hotel. overnight stay, hospitality, comfort, feather beds, pillows, cookie. Why? Now, check it out. I guess the #1 question on Google is, does DoubleTree have free cookies? Again, you will never look at cookies again after this meeting. Free cookies for everyone at DoubleTree. In the hospitality industry, there are few hotel companies that have a better known brand promise than DoubleTree by Hilton, which offers free, warm. Does anyone know how they do this? They have state-of-the-art warmers that I guess, again, this is all new to me. But I guess when you check in, the guy or the lady pops that thing in, hands you them. Aren't you hungry for cookies now? Doesn't anyone say, like, I wish I actually had one?
You're gonna warm them up.
Oh. The delicious chocolate chip cookie is our way of saying welcome. See, they tie it to one of their core values. You get this? It's not just, hey, here's a cookie. It's how they start their welcome. Would anyone like this? Yes, Pat. Pat Gano. Or Laura, can you give that to Pat Gano? Thank you, Pat, for being bold. I love that. So, it has its own web page. Now, you think this is crazy. It is crazy. DoubleTree, on their homepage, has its own web page. And it says, the cookie is only the beginning. And they have this whole page that talks, you can even order them from Tennessee if you evidently have a craving, but you don't want to stay at DoubleTree, okay? They have an Instagram account. So I went to the Instagram account. It doesn't say DoubleTree by Hilton, come stay at our wonderful places. It says, we have warm cookies. Now, you think I'm just cookie crazy today. Maybe I am. But I'm actually going to talk about a talk trigger. Write that name down if you don't mind. Talk trigger. And Joel, do you mind getting me some tissues as well, my friend? Because I am overcoming a slight cold and I might blow my nose here in a second. So here's their Instagram account. Now look at their Instagram account. Cookie, women eating cookies, cookie, hotel room, cookie evidently giving the presidential address, cookie room. Now, there's something going on here that has to do with how to outmaneuver your competitors. Not for excessive money either. Does this make sense? They evidently have articles as well. The obsession with DoubleTree's warm cookies. And yes, they have crazy excited people. I really love these cookies. I'm not a huge cookie fan, yeah, right? But the thick cake-like texture of these guys, plus the addition of oats, makes them feel like a super indulgent granola bar. Whenever I stay at DoubleTree, I eat mine slowly so it lasts the whole time. Although I'm not sure, thank you, although I'm not sure I could get, although I am sure I could get another if I asked, but what is the fun in that? Okay, evidently this person is nutso, but they like their cookies, okay? So, guess what I did? Oh yes. Oh yes. I took the kids on a little field trip on Sunday, right before the Ohio State Buckeye wrestling match. I'm like, kids, we're gonna go to a hotel. And they got excited because they thought we were gonna stay there. I'm like, no, Daddy's gonna go in and walk out with some cookies. And they're like, really? I said, yeah, you watch. Now watch, kids, there's gonna be a lesson here. So I went in there, and this is Clarissa, and I showed my kids how to do this, okay? And it wasn't, hey, can I have free cookies? I went in, because I knew to ship cookies from Tennessee wouldn't make it on time. I knew it wouldn't, because I thought of it too late. So I went in, and they kind of looked at me weird, which is normal, that's normal. And I explained how I was gonna be giving a talk, and how, I'll take that, Mark, thank you. And how DoubleTree, is in a book now, and how they're famous. They got so excited they sent me, check this out, yes. This is like legit, okay? Now who wants one? Okay, all right, that's what I thought. And since there's only like 6 in here, we have some London, our UK tribe, sent these with us. So if you don't make these, you can get these. And Renee, can you pass these out? Is that cool or what? Let's give Clarissa a hand. Yeah. Now, we got a full schedule today, so we're going to get super practical, all right? And the thing is that this is called a talk trigger. If you do not have talk triggers in your brand, you're missing out. Now, the first time I heard this was in London last month. It's by a guy named Jay Baer, and the book is called Talk Triggers. And I'm going to explain what a talk trigger is. I'm going to show you guys how David and I have created talk triggers in the tribe that you probably don't even know, which helps our growth. And I'm going to challenge you guys to get a talk trigger going in your business. How cool would that be if you walk away with at least 1 talk trigger, maybe 5? Would that be good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's what I did. Here's Jay Baer at the bottom. And Jay Baer is, has anyone ever seen this guy on social media? You have. Does he dress weird?
Yes, he does.
He does.
Plaid and all that.
He wears plaid suits that are very loud and annoying, which, by the way, is what? A talk trigger. And in London, which I won't demonstrate here today, he has custom suits designed, and the man who designs the custom suits hides secret messages in certain compartments of the suits. And this is how that gentleman actually created a talk trigger for his company. Jay took down his fly. That's all he did. But there was a message inside his suit. I don't know what it was. I don't remember what it was. I don't care what it was. But the point is that Jay has talk triggers that is his suit, but his suit guy has talk triggers by burying messages at weird parts of the suit. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You think people search their suit to find out messages? Yeah. I told Jay, hey, I'm speaking at the Igniting Souls Fellowship. Do I have your permission to basically promote you and get people to buy your books, probably indirectly? He's like, yeah. Okay? Thank you very much. So if you are online right now, this would be super cool. Do at and tag Jay Baer and say Kary's talking about talk triggers. And I'll tell you why at the end, why that's a cool idea. Can you do that for me? Awesome. Rick, thanks. Joel, thank you. Wherever you see the Facebook Live thing going right now. And by the way, share this right now. And I'll tell you why. I'm about to give away 3 massive gifts for everybody who does. You ready? So go ahead, share this right now. Go to the Kary Oberbrunner author page and share this. And here's why. Here's the 3 things you're going to get. Erica's going to drop them in, and you guys in the room here can get them afterwards. We'll give you guys the links. So this is all free gifts from Jay. I didn't create these. This is all Jay giving you guys some love. You happy? You happy? All right. So what Jay created for you is a 6-step process. I get no money for any of this stuff. I'm just here today saying I loved his talk. I bought his audiobook, and I've spent about 20 hours thinking through this talk and how it affects our business. What Jay's going to do is give you guys, without email, you do not even need to put in your email. Sorry for the people on Facebook, you just got a wake-up call. You do not even need to put an email opt-in. This is not even an email opt-in. This is just free download from Dropbox. The 6-step process for creating word-of-mouth talk triggers. That's pretty cool. Number 2, you're going to get this infographic that you can pop right by your computer. It goes through all the types of talk triggers. And then number 3, you're going to get a resource pack where you can literally partner up with your friend, your business partner, and you can say, what are our talk triggers? Would that be cool? Erica's going to put all the links in for all those people who've shared. After you share on Facebook, just type in the word shared. We'll make sure you get that. All right, let's jump right in. Here's what Jay said, and this is a little bit edgy. Do you guys agree with it? Advertising is a tax paid by entrepreneurs, or my friend Chris Ducker calls them youpreneurs, who have insufficient word of mouth. Ouch. What do you guys think? Advertising is a tax. David, I think I even shot this to you. Do you agree with that, my friend? I know it's a little edgy. Advertising is a tax paid by youpreneurs or entrepreneurs who have insufficient word of mouth. Ouch. What do you think, David? Yes, no, maybe? Yeah, you agree too? I think I've paid that tax. All right. So here's what Jay says in his research. We researched 1,001 customers from DoubleTree and found that 34% of them mentioned the cookie to somebody without even asking in 60 days after they got a free cookie. Now, that equates to 25,000 mentions a day that DoubleTree does zero marketing for. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Well, some people are like, hey, I stayed at a hotel last night. Other people are saying, hey, I had this really good cookie last night at this hotel, and it was warm, and it was nice, and it was fantastic. And they basically promote DoubleTree. You guys think that's powerful? What if you had a talk trigger like that in your company, in your book, in your brand, in your business, where just for the sake of it, people are sharing about it? Would that be cool? Only one person thinks that's cool?
Writing.
The best way to grow your business is for your community to do it for you. How many of you guys heard about the Igniting Souls Fellowship from somebody else? Raise your hand, if those of you in the room. Take a look around you. Okay. Those of you who didn't hear about it from somebody else, I don't know how you arrived. Did you get like an alien osmosis? Facebook ad? Facebook ad. So you found out about us through a Facebook ad. Anybody else?
Just AAE.
AAE, Author Academy Elite. How'd you find out about Author Academy Elite?
Somehow one of your webinars.
Somehow, which is a Facebook ad probably. Okay.
You spoke at my home church about 4 years ago.
Okay. Fantastic. So a lot of you today heard about the Igniting Souls Fellowship. I'd love to hear online, Erica, how people have heard about it as well. This is the book called Talk Triggers. I'm a big audiobook fan. In fact, I read audiobooks, listen to them all the time. How many of you say I have no time to read? Let's be honest. Have you ever said that? Come on, I have. Who's got time to read? I've got zero time to read. Guess what? I almost finished a whole audiobook yesterday just by commuting. Just by sitting there when everyone else is scrolling on their phone, waiting for the plane, right? Waiting for the Uber, waiting. I'm listening to Atomic Habits by James Clear, okay? Why? Because I'm continuing to grow. Does that make sense? So people have asked me, hey, when are you going to get your next couple books on audio? Right now, the only books that I have right now are Elixir Project. Eric, can you give that free link? You guys can get the audiobook free right now with your 30-day subscription for Audible. Day Job to Dream Job, I read it myself. How many of you think you got to rent a studio and be all cool and all that stuff? Okay? I read this in my home after I tucked my kids in bed with a USB microphone. And Erica, I know people ask me all the time, what microphone? It's at KaryOberbrunner.com/tools. Just put it in there. But literally, folks, plug it in, speak, tuck the kids in bed, and read the audiobook. You guys can do this. Laura, you could do this. Do you have this? Do you have an audiobook?
I do, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, but I hired a voiceover artist.
Listen, and I hired Heather.
But I didn't hire her, I just shared the revenue.
Share the revenue.
Yeah.
Share the revenue. I hired Heather because in this book I'm a 17-year-old girl, and I knew you would not want to hear me doing a 17-year-old girl voice. That would be very scary. That'd be a horror book, okay? But if you have a nonfiction book, so my next month is going to look like this, me reading Your Deeper Path and Your Secret Name on audio. Super cool, guys. You guys can do this. You guys can absolutely do this. You can even do like old teachings. Pete, I know you were a professor. You could turn that into an audiobook, right? Why not? Some of those old lessons. Somebody answer this question. What do you think? What % of purchases are caused by word of mouth? What do you think?
87.
80?
60.
60? 75?
2/3.
2/3? Okay. Now I'm going to show you a number that's pretty low. Because I thought it was like really high too. Well, let me explain the next slide after that. 19% are caused. Did you catch that? Caused by word of mouth. But check out the next slide. How many are influenced? What do you think? That's huge. 90%. 9 out of 10 people are influenced by word of mouth, which means after they hear about you, after they hear about your brand, they actually buy. How many of you have heard the story about me at Cracker Barrel the other day? Did anybody hear that story? See that post on Facebook? Okay. I'm hungry for a kale salad, which I know sounds weird, but it's really good if you've never had it. Has anyone had that at Cracker Barrel? Is it good? It's fantastic. I got it as a side one time, and I'm like, hey, can I get this to go afterwards? And she's like, do you want the small or the big? I'm like, how big is the big? She said, it's big. I said, I'll take the big. And I finished it before we even got home. It's that good. So anyway, I say to Kelly, I say, hey, we're driving back from Keegan's basketball game. There's Cracker Barrel. What do you think? Can I stop in and get it to go for the kale salad? And she's like, well, kids will all go through different drive-thrus. So everybody likes a different drive-thru. I don't know. Is that true in your house? So it's like we ended up going to like 5 places or something. So we stopped at this person, drive-thru, drive-thru, drive-thru. So finally I'm thinking Cracker Barrel is going to be really angry because they told me it would be ready in 5 minutes and now it's like 15. So I walk into Cracker Barrel, got my shades on, right? Got my bald head, the shades that people thought I looked like The Rock in, and I'm like, dude, his arm is bigger than my waist, okay? But anyway, so I'm walking in there just chilling, waiting in the line, and some lady, this never happens, some lady says, are you Kary Oberbrunner? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, hey, because that's just a weird question, you know? So I'm like, hey, what's up? And she says, I need to write a book with you. And I'm like, okay. This kale salad's going to be paid for real quick, right? No, I didn't tell her that. And she says, I used to babysit for Serena. You know Serena in our tribe?
Mm-hmm.
How old is Serena?
19.
19, 20, something like that. Serena told, now I know her name, Milka, about Author Academy Elite. No joke, because we built a funnel around Author Academy Elite, I was able just to say, hey, send me your email, write down your email address, and I'll send you something later today. This is the beauty of Business Academy Elite in a funnel. I was literally able to send her a link, which had the webinar, which then had the application, which then she was interviewed by Deborah or Lisa, and then 48 hours later, she's in the tribe, Author Academy Elite. Rather than just let that story die, right? I posted this story on Facebook. Alina, does anyone know Alina in our tribe who just joined? Alina says, based off the Facebook post, I need to write my book with you. So I thought, here's our funnel. Send Alina the funnel. Boom. Daphne interviews her. Now she's in. That little kale salad, $10,000. Pretty cool, hey? Word of mouth. Alina heard about me for years. Milka heard about us for years. It wasn't caused, it was influenced. Does that make sense? Brian's here today. Come on up, Brian. Let's give Brian a hand. This is normal, Brian. This is normal. Come on up. If you're thinking this is odd, we have guests come up every single week. But you came up to me and said that you saw the webinar in August?
In August.
Okay.
Yep.
And what happened? You were working on a book?
So I was working on a book. Last day of the book, I actually finished the book and saw your webinar on the same exact day
Fantastic.
that I finished the book.
Fantastic.
And
What's the book about?
the book is called Live a Life That's Changed Through Faith.
Okay.
And it's a faith development book to help folks live an active faith daily.
Love it.
Yep.
And you said to me, you're going to join Author Academy Elite when?
That's right. First quarter of 2019.
Okay.
August was not the right time
That's
in our
all right.
family financially, but we've stayed the course according to
Yeah.
the plan, according to how we felt we were being led by the Lord, and we are right on track to
I love it.
join after the first of the year, and we almost have all the money saved up through a writing campaign, as well as saving from work.
I love it.
Yeah.
And you came up to Cincinnati just to test us out, to say like,
Came
is
up
this
from
dude
Cincinnati to
legit,
check
right?
it out and meet Kary.
Yeah.
So,
Well, let's give him a hand. Thank you. The reason why I say that, guys, it takes many, many touches for people to get comfortable with you. Does this make sense? Have you ever watched a video that I've done online?
tons of them,
Have you ever read posts?
all the time.
Here's my point. If you're not creating content, how can people sample you? Does this make sense? You've sampled, you said tons and tons and tons. You watched a webinar in August. Some of us beat ourselves up. We do a webinar and we say, nobody even bought. Nobody even listened. Nobody even signed up. John and I were talking, he's going to come up in a few minutes, but always record everything, right? Always record everything. The old Kary would have said, oh, hey Milka, you're interested. Let's set up a time this week and let me meet you, and I'll drive a half hour there. We'll meet for 90 minutes. I'll drive a half hour back, and then I don't even know if it's going to happen. Does this make sense? You have to create a system to scale your business. In fact, Deborah is a better salesperson, and Daphne and Lisa and Nikki than me. Do you realize that? So if I have to sell me, or they can sell me, they can do a much better job. So my point is, do you have systems in place to make this happen? Okay? All right, let's keep rolling. Let's keep talking. Does everyone understand the power of the cookie?
Yes.
Yes? So you do? Okay, fantastic. Now let's go to our next one here. And help me out again, Dow. I think it freaked out here, but you'll help me. So I'm going to bring John up, actually, while Dow fixes this. John, let's give John a hand. Come on up, John. So, John, I heard about your services through word of mouth.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And word of mouth
Renee?
is very powerful, as you were saying, right?
Yeah. So Renee said, did you hire a videographer? And I'm like, oh, we just did. We just hired a videographer. And you came to the fellowship.
Yes, sir.
And I sat and met with you and was super impressed. And Renee sold you. And your LinkedIn was awesome. Anytime you are on the red carpet with Carol Burnett and Keith Urban and Tom Hanks, that kind of sells it too.
Yeah.
Renee and Tom Hanks is a good combo. Okay, no, that's a good combo. So, do you use talk triggers in your business? I know I just introduced the concept talk triggers, but back to what a talk trigger is. Did anyone write that down? Did I say what a talk trigger is yet?
Really fast.
I said it too fast? Well, you guys got to tell me to chill.
Differentiator is all I got.
Ooh, well, listen, let's go back. A talk trigger. I'm coming.
We got to the, yeah, there we
A
go.
built-in differentiator. A built-in differentiator that creates customer conversations. Do you have talk triggers in your business? What do you think?
Absolutely, I believe.
And stand here because this is the magic box. And I guess if I stand there, I'm off camera.
First of all, Kary, thank you so much for the opportunity to even be on stage and talk to people here today.
It's a great guy.
Truly very much appreciated
Awesome.
and thankful. But Berry Media, we create strategic videos to help people's brands. Video content is our expertise, but content in general is in using social media like Facebook, Instagram, websites are now so popular. We have these things that we're always connected now with the phones in our pockets, right? So creating content is what my company is expert in.
Yeah.
And we absolutely have talking triggers for my company and what differentiates us. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous, so I need to chill out right now because I'm not used to. But Berry Media, we enhance companies' brands through the content we create, and we differentiate ourselves by I believe the service that we have.
Absolutely. I went down to your what do you call it? Your studio.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, you set up this fantastic. First of all, he's got a great team, which you'll meet in a second. But you did this community interview thing with like local people as well. That's another differentiator that you're doing.
Well, it's all about helping and serving people and getting their message and their brand out to their audience, whoever it is. So we're working with a lot of different people, from entrepreneurs to consultants to architects, and everybody has a message. And what I realized through my career in creating content is that I've become, and the people I work with, really good at telling stories and telling people's brands. And that's kind of what I've been working on with the people we work with. It's telling their story and getting their message out there. And a lot of people aren't always comfortable on camera either, or on stage sometimes.
You're doing good, man.
But really, I would say my superpower in all this is looking people in their eyes, figuring out who they are, and then bringing out the true them on camera along with their message so that they can connect with their audience.
Yeah.
It's been a gift that I feel like I've been blessed with, honestly, and it just through the years, I'm now standing on stage with you.
Yeah.
But only a year and a half ago.
Yeah, tell us that story, because you kind of said a year and a half ago you were doing something else and you felt God kind of not.
Oh man, the past year and a half for me has been surreal, to say the least. I do have a Hollywood background. But a year and a half ago, I came here because I have a beautiful family, made it back to Ohio because I'm thinking right where I'm supposed to be, even right now in this moment. But I was working at a great job, built them a website, told them the content to put out on it, and helped them create amazing video content to grow this website. They got a $100,000 sponsorship, and it was an awesome job. But sooner or later, actually, Kary, I started feeling a little like I was just going from point A to point B. I started to feel like I wasn't on my purpose fully. But and I know what your book, The Deeper Path, helps with that.
Yeah.
But I was also, when I was feeling a little purposeless at this job, I felt a little tap on my shoulder saying, John, you were at this job, I think you learned what you needed to learn, but now it's kind of time to go. There's more out there for you. You just got to take that jump. Like there's blessings waiting for you. I have packages for you, but they're not going to get delivered unless you get on Faith Avenue. And so, and so, along that time, so I'm going to also give you a vision of what can be. And right now I'm currently working on 2 amazing companies. I believe God gave me a vision, and He said, you know, you're not going to get these packages unless you got to take that leap. And so many things were going on in my life, and people I know didn't necessarily understand, like, how are you just going to like quit your job since you got a family? But really, it was about taking that leap of faith. And faith is, you know, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Right? So, and with that, like, you know, looking around, I'm just at my day job going from point A to point B. I don't know anybody in Columbus. So, you know, I'm just that, like, you know, just working at my job. And so, like, looking around, you know, there wasn't too much, but God also gave me vision. And vision comes from the heart. And so, like, and this is like by imagination too, and so it was like endless what I was feeling and what I saw. So I thought, okay, I got faith, vision. I gotta walk by faith, not by sight. And people around me might not understand what I'm going through right now, but I know that there's packages for me, and God's delivering them. And I got into scripture more. You know, started writing down scriptures in my office so I could learn a little more and get more in depth of what's going on. And so when I took that leap of faith, man, it's been a wild ride. But when I took that leap of faith, I started acknowledging Him in all my ways, and my path continue to be directed and continue to be guided. Renee brought me here to talk to Kary, and like, but it's been like that. But before I got to Renee, there was this person, there was this person, there was this person. I just continued to notch him in all my ways.
Connections.
Yes, and what's happening is, my environment before in my office, I was sometimes, not even that, but just in life, there are people who complain, there are people who are negative, there are people who I'm not worthy lane, but God is now putting me, He's putting eagles around me, people that are soaring, people who are out there elevating.
Can we bring four of them up?
There are
Come
four
on,
eagles
guys.
right here, right now,
Come
Barry
on,
Media
guys.
Team.
Come on.
There's four eagles around me. They literally came.
You guys see in the box here.
They just appeared. Jaden Hefner here just appeared 7 months ago. I took this leap of faith only a year and a half ago. And Jaden came, and then Caleb came, and then Jesse came, and then Trio came. Like right on time. Like surreal. Like I know who's at work.
Isn't that crazy? So a few months ago, he's solo with a dream, with an idea, takes a step of faith, and now he's got 4 other people. How many of you saw these guys at the conference? Anybody? Were they amazing? They were amazing. And you guys all have matching shirts? Dude, I don't even have matching shirts.
It's your brand.
I need that, man.
No.
I gotta say, and he's putting eagles around me, Kary being one of them. And I gotta say, not only did I feel this and see this a year and a half ago, God also, what I was feeling and seeing is like, not only do you have these gifts and these blessings, and I'm gonna deliver these packages to you, but I'm gonna make you a fisher as well. And so not only in the moment of me quitting my job, he's like, I know you're blessing your skill sets. You know what's coming. You see it. This is coming. This is promised to you. Start it now. Start telling your story now. Start documenting your journey now, because this is what I do. So even like there's video of me saying, okay, bye guys, I'm taking this leap of faith at my job a year and a half ago. Like saying bye to everybody. They're saying bye. Like I'm taking this leap of faith, and then there's a video of me like coming into the studio with my little daughter, just a blank room, going, Layla, you're my family. You guys are my motivation. I'm here for you. Then there's video of literally Jaden appearing, saying, and Caleb appearing, go, I just met these guys, let's see what happens in a year. Just documenting this whole story, their video content, so people know who I am, what I'm really about, and who I'm truly serving. And it's been crazy how it's happened, and how it is happening.
Let's talk about that real quick.
Sorry.
No, he's on fire. Is he not on fire? Do you guys see how he started documenting before he had anything?
Yeah.
How many of you have seen those wait pictures where the person is not at their best moment, but they take a picture? See, some of us are scared to document where we are when we start. And I think this is for somebody today here, or maybe online. But we're scared to put it out there, like, here's me without an office, without any friendships, in a new city, but I'm gonna put it online and be vulnerable. Do you think that's a talk trigger?
Oh, yeah.
What do you guys think?
Oh, yeah.
That is a talk trigger. It's being authentic. Awesome. Let me just say this, and then we'll move on. But why did you guys, just real quick, each person, why did you guys buy into this guy and the vision?
I would probably say it was probably just because, again, the authentic, like the real true him came out when I first met him. So I was able to have that trust and be able to realize, like, this is truly him, this is honestly him. So it goes back to being, again, authentic and making sure that you're putting out the real you and not a facade.
Okay. So how many of you want to build a team of 5 people around you? Anybody? Raise your hand. Okay, so let's take notes. All right, what else?
What really drew me was just the pure energy that flowed through John. Kind of met my energy, and I hadn't really had anyone on any of my teams, because this isn't my first run at the business side of things. But having someone on, being in a team of like-minded, like-energy people, get you where you're going faster than where you need to be.
And tapping on that energy, I gotta say that's not me. I gotta continue to give all glory where that's God working through me.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So I get
Fantastic. And what do I tell you guys that your number one role is when you're building a team? Do you remember this, anybody? Serve, yes. Vision. Vision. Your job is to cast vision. That's how David said, I'll work for you for chicken wings. Remember that story? But it was vision. All right, what else?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because I was going to say kind of the same thing. When I first came around, I could just see that he had a vision, and I came a little bit late. I'm the newest member of the team, so it was already a team when I showed up. And they had a well-oiled machine running, and I knew that a lot of good opportunities if I hung around. They did a lot of stuff that I was interested in.
Fantastic.
Just like-minded people, it's fun. We're flourishing. We're having a good time. So.
All right, and you're the latest comer?
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I guess I came fourth, if you include John. My name's Jesse, and I showed up in a suit and thinking that I was gonna have like a legit interview, and I started getting asked questions like, what do you do? What's going on? Like, what can you do for me? And what can
No.
I
You always say that. To be honest,
We're gonna have a fight here.
No, but the only
talk
way
about
that
it.
I've gotten to this point is asking how I can help others. That's the only way I've ever gotten to even talking to Kary on stage right now is asking how I can help others and serve them.
Love it.
Truly, that's the question.
So first off, I get everything backwards, so I guess I'm dyslexic or something like that. But when I came in and like these guys were like, "Why did you come in a suit?" And I was like, "Because it's an interview. Like that's what you do." And so they like right when I heard that, that's what kind of like I just kind of relaxed, mellowed out a little bit, and just like all these guys have said, like we're all kind of on the same wavelength. We're all kind of thinking the similar thoughts, and we all know what this end goal is for us. And we know what each of us brings to the table. We kind of understand our strengths and weaknesses. And that's just from sitting at the office, goofing around, just sitting, shooting content and stuff like that. But honestly, John, I can't thank you, all you guys. I can't thank you enough for getting me on this team and working with you guys. And that's just that's what happens when you get a great team like something like we have here. And if you can find that, then that's something you're looking for.
Fantastic. Let's give these guys a hand.
Kary, thank you.
Don't worry, I've gotten things backwards too. Don't worry about it.
We'll talk about it at the office.
Yeah. So here's the point. Talk triggers, guys. John put them from the very beginning. He said we're going to create a company where we're going to document everything, and that's a talk trigger. Dow, you just created a samurai
Relationships Black Belt Academy.
Relationship Black Belt Academy. How's that been rolling, man?
I just got it launched. I launched my 5-day venture
Yeah,
so people can get started.
yeah.
And then started.
Is it going well?
I've got, no, but I haven't. I
Yeah,
want to
but-
make sure it worked with the 5 or 6 people before I
love it.
started pushing. Now I'm going to push.
But it's a talk trigger. Who dresses up in a samurai suit and says, hey, I'm going to give you the Black Belt Academy? That's a talk trigger. Now, we're going to talk about 5 ideas for becoming an industry leader, and they deal with being a talk trigger as well. How many people have ever been to this restaurant?
No.
Me too. Do you know why? What the talk trigger is at Cheesecake Factory?
Cheesecake.
No. Someone had it.
6,000 word menu.
6,000 word menu. Some of that's bigger than your Author Academy Elite book. Is this true? I didn't know that. Here's what someone put out. The Cheesecake Factory menu is like a very weird book. It's the Ulysses, is that right? Of menus. People say they've read it, but no one's really finished it. Is this true?
Oh, yes.
It's
Yes,
huge.
that's
Here's another
great.
one. What book do you want to see made into a movie? I want to see the Cheesecake Factory menu. We are reading the Cheesecake Factory menu at my book club. Now again, I gotta tip my hat to Jay, who I met in London. This is his research that he did. This is his research. He said, hey, share it. I encourage you guys to all check out the book. But here's the point, guys. The menu is that it's massive. Now check this out. The company spends 0.2% on total sales on advertising. Now check this out, guys. You might say, does talk triggers really work? Does word of mouth really work? Hold on. Darden, who owns Olive Garden, Yard House, and the Capitol Grill, has anybody ever been to those?
Yes.
So the competitor who basically runs these other 3 restaurants spends 1,799% more on advertising. Did you catch that? Now, do they have good food at Cheesecake Factory?
Yes.
Does DoubleTree have good rooms?
Yes.
The point is, you cannot skirt around good food and good service. That just gets you in the game. The talk trigger is on top of that. Does that make sense? So, Darden spends $268 million more in advertising than the Cheesecake Factory. In the book, they talk about this crazy place in San Francisco called Skip's Kitchen, where I've never been there, but I guess everyone who orders at Skip's Kitchen, at the checkout line, at the checkout counter, the lady whips out a deck of cards and says, pick. This is a little bit scary, okay? I know I'm scared too. And if they pick the Joker, the whole order is free. And it happens on average twice a day. And there's been people who have ordered basketball teams $178 worth of food. They pick the Joker, and literally people get on social media, they call their mom crying, saying, I've won the Joker. I picked the Joker. It's not even known as Skip's Kitchen anymore. It's known as the Joker Restaurant. Does this make sense? How hard is it? Because you're gonna spend money advertising. Skip's Kitchen chooses not to advertise. But what is their advertisement?
The free meal.
The free meal. So they actually probably spend 90% less than McDonald's and Burger King and all these other places, but they're getting an ROI that's way off the charts. Do you guys want to learn how to do some of this?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Fantastic. Do you guys think you could do that? Does anyone have an idea that pops in their head right now that says, I could actually create a talk trigger? Does anybody have that?
I'm wearing it.
What's that?
I'm wearing it.
You're wearing it. Dow, come on up here super quick, my friend. Listen, you're going to dress up as a ninja. You're going to dress up as a ninja. I'll feature you.
If I'm going to be the relationship samurai,
Yeah?
I got to dress like a samurai.
So, are you going to wear this like all the time now?
Whenever I speak, or I'm in front of a group of people, or I'm in a group of people, I'm going to get different jackets like this.
Yeah.
To wear that
How
match
many,
different things.
how many think he could actually go over the top a little bit more?
Oh, yeah.
Oh! Because
I want the pants.
some people just might be like, oh, dude was working at P.F. Chang's. Something like that.
It's a 50-year-old man trying to be a hipster.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think you just heard people say you could even go more. What would be a little bit more but not too scary more? Anybody? Shout it out.
The whole get up with a black dot around her waist and your.
What are you thinking?
That's what I expect.
What are you thinking?
You want me to put the belt on?
I think you
Yeah.
need a head-
What is the
headband
name
with
called?
gold. Yeah.
What is the name called?
Gee.
No. What's the name of this?
Relationship.
Black belt relationship.
Black belt. It's not called Relationship No Belt Academy, right?
It's black.
You get the
Yeah,
point
got
though? So if you're gonna go in, go all in, right? How many of you will share his video or tweet him up or whatever if he does that when it comes out? Raise your hand. Look at those people. All right, there you go. Okay? You got it. All right, you heard it. We're gonna push each other. What percentage of customers talk about the menu? What do you guys think? The size of the menu. Now, do they have good food? It's okay. It's all right. It's okay.
Yeah, it's a
Cheesecake. I've heard you guys say like, why isn't there talk trigger cheesecake? Right? 38%. Almost half the people talk about the size. Okay. Here's the talk trigger again. If you need it, it's a differentiator that's built in. Now, it's not a scam. It's not a stunt. They actually say that backfires. There's certain things that you're going to learn about a talk trigger that it can't be. In other words, it can't be, one of my friends, nothing against him, but he gave away a Tesla. Yeah. How many people got the Tesla? How many people get the DoubleTree cookie?
Everybody.
How many people get the cheesecake menu?
Everybody.
You see the difference? How many people get to play Skip's Kitchen game? Play it.
Everybody.
Everybody. You see the difference? A talk trigger that is not repeatable will actually backfire. Ouch. So a talk trigger isn't like, hey, we're going to give one person this, and that's it. People don't talk about that. They say that was a gimmick or a stunt. Make sense? Big difference. All right, you guys ready to learn the 5 talk triggers?
Yes.
Or should I just skip it? You want it? Who wants it? All right. Number 1, talkable empathy. I know that's super small print, but this is Jay's slide. And by the way, you all get Jay's slides, all right? Because they're in the links Erica showed. And the people who are in the room, go back to the replay and you can grab the links too. Talkable empathy. That's what John's talk trigger is, believe it or not. Hey guys, this is John, and right now I'm here with my daughter, and you know what? There's like nobody here. I don't even have an office. The office is bare, but I want to bring you guys in because I care about you and I want you to see my journey. You see how this is happening? You didn't even know that. You were just being your normal self. But empathy is talkable. Anyone here ever have a company that was empathetic? Anybody?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes?
Yes. Do I say the name?
Sure.
Yeah, Heartland Hospice, locally here in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, a hospice place, you'd think, I hope they're empathetic, but probably a lot aren't. All right, let's keep rolling. I want to highlight some people in the room. Do you think the Igniting Souls Tribe, before I say this, do you think the Igniting Souls Tribe has talkable empathy?
Yes.
Do you think I said, I'm reading Jay's book in 2018. I better start building in empathy. Some of you have been around here for a long, long time. Do you think we started with empathy? Look at this. Here's Erica being complimented. You didn't know I was going to do this. Bill McConnell says, thanks, Erica. I've already sent an email in. Much thanks to the team for taking care of every little detail, even after the event has passed. So guys, all the time in the tribe, we get things like this back at the team, back at each other. You guys, fellow tribe members say, oh my gosh, I just talked with Pat, the other day. She cares so much. Or SJ, or Tom. This is you guys. This isn't like, ooh, look at us. This is you guys. Here's another thing that you need. Usefulness. Usefulness is talkable. Now, I'm going to give you an example about that, right? You'd think, gee, a company that's useful, that's really talkable. Not all the time. Here's Michelle, and David didn't know I was going to do this either. I just want to give love to the tribe today, okay? So I just snapped some pictures in the tribe over the last few days. David Branderhorst, I've taken many Facebook classes to learn how to place ads, but you take the prize. You are patient and thorough and taught me so much. Thank you. Your walkthrough on how to create an audience and create the whole ad set was amazing. Gold, pure gold. Thanks. Talkable usefulness. I bought Business Academy Elite. I watched the training. It blew me away. It's pure gold. Does this make sense? By the way, screenshot these things in your own business. You guys got to do that. Don't be like, oh, that was nice. I have a whole file, and you might think, well, gee, what's your problem, Kary? I actually have our products, and I have ISC testimonial, AAE testimonial, BAE testimonial. And anytime I see something in the tribe, I screenshot it and dump it in. Why? When do you think you're going to need that? What do you think? Sometime. There's been times where David has said to me, hey, we're creating a sales page. Do you have any testimonials? Absolutely, here they are. And a lot of them are you guys. So if someone says something nice to you physically, say, I know this sounds weird, but what you just told me, can you send that as a quick email? Because there may come a day where other people need to hear that. Or better yet, what you just said, I typed up for you. Does this accurately reflect what you said? And can I include your headshot and that on my website? Do you think people are going to be like, well, gee, Laura, that's really weird? What do you think?
Sure.
You guys can do this. Does everyone have testimonials online? All right, I'm going to pick on Barry and Media. Do you guys have testimonials on your website?
100%, absolutely.
Okay,
Video,
good.
video.
All right. Video.
Testimony.
Was it weird to tell someone, hey, what you just said, can you say on video?
No.
No.
No, was it?
He's a video company. Do you think it's congruent? Right? You think it's congruent, right? All right, here's another one. Let's go to the next one. Liché, this happened December 8th. Business Academy Elite blows my mind. Thank you, David. I've only done 11% of the program. I'm already so much clearer on what I want to say and promote. Make sense? All right, here's another one. Generosity. Generosity. Do you guys think the tribe's generous? I'm not talking about...
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys are so generous. People join the Facebook group after they become a client and they say, where have these people been my whole life? All the other Facebook groups just pitch, 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 sell, 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 link, 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 and you guys are actually helping each other. Hey, can I be on your launch team? Hey, can I donate a copy of my book for your launch party so you have... In fact, people say, can anyone donate? And other people jump in and do that. You guys do this all the time. Jill said, can anyone read that year?
2015.
2015. So this isn't like, hey, I heard Jay in London, and gee, we better have 5 empathy and talkable and useful and generous. Guys, this is what happens. And by the way, if you say nobody in my tribe is generous, where should you look?
Leader.
Ooh, ouch, ouch. So if you say, nobody around, I mean, look at John's people. He brought them up and they're all amazing eagles, he called them. I agree with them. That's a reflection on the leader. If you are part of a tribe where everyone's a taker and no one cares and everyone's ripping each other off, ouch. You got to kind of look at the mirror, right? If you're the leader. So Jill says, thank you for everyone helping me this week in so many ways. What amazing, generous DNA. Marilyn Hughes, all the way from Australia in 2016 says, great video. You guys are so generous with your time. Here's Nikki complimenting another tribe member. By the way, Joel, can you take a few of these people? Jill Bentham, Nikki Klegel, and Joan. Why? Because I want to reward the good behavior. Nikki says about Joan, it would have never happened without Joan Turley and her generous heart. I guess Joan connected Nikki with a gig. Is this cool or what?
Yes.
Pat, I just saw you being interviewed on Facebook Live this week. Loved it. Saw it, liked it, loved it. I mean, so generous. That is talkable. Speed. You think speed is talkable? Put it this way. Is slowness talkable? Anyone here ever say to their loved one or friend, I was just on hold for 29 minutes today. Is that talkable?
Yeah.
Is it talkable the wrong way?
Yes.
There's one company in Jay's book that literally, it's a bank. I guess it's blowing up down in the West Coast. You walk into the bank, they have a red phone. Yes, in all these branches. Guess what happens when you pick up the red phone? Guess who picks up? The president. How'd you know this? You heard about it?
Because I'm in.
Talk trigger. She already knew about it. She didn't even read the book. You pick up the phone at the bank and you get the president of the bank. Now listen, not all of us can do that. Not all of us should do that. In fact, I would coach you against that if you're an entrepreneur. Hey, have a phone where anyone can pick you up any time of the day. Guess what? They've built the system and the structure in a way that is their talkable trigger. Does that make sense? Speed. Anyone here ever ask a question in the tribe and they get an answer not 72 hours, not 48 hours, but guess what? Like minutes, right? And this is back when I used to do it in 2016. Can't do it as much anymore. So now we have Erica, we have Tanisha, we have Brenda, we have all these fantastic people who, Chantel Marie again says, hey, it was so fast. Here's the last one, attitude. I love, remember the Titans movie? Remember? What does Denzel Washington talk about in leadership and attitude? What does he say? Attitude reflects. Remember this? Remember the Titans football movie? Attitude reflects. Okay, no one knows. That's all right. Leadership, right? Attitude reflects leadership. So, talkable attitude. Mel the other day. Did you guys see this? By the way,
Yes, I did.
you gotta care about your people. Is anyone part of groups where like the leader is like not even there, or the leaders, like the leader's in Hawaii drinking something, sitting on the beach? Here's Mel in Canada saying, "Tribe, I got a paid speaking gig. I'm about to lose it because they don't know how to pay Canadians. Can anyone help?" Marie, I guess she likes the name Marie-Eve, because I always mispronounce it. There you go. I still butchered it. But she look at this. An hour ago, 11 minutes. 11 minutes, she says, "Hey Mel, don't lose the gig. Here's the paperwork you need. Private message me if you need help. I want you to get that gig." That's like all 5 talk triggers in one. Is that not cool? Generous, speed, empathy, usefulness, generous, all that stuff. Here's another one. April, complimenting the tribe. Guys, you need to have talk triggers in your business. What kind of talk triggers? If Doubletree can do it with a cookie and Cheesecake Factory can do it, how many restaurants have menus? Pretty much all of them. I think there's one that their talk trigger is that there is no menu. But that's like one. That's pretty cool talk trigger. What do you cook? We don't have a menu. That's the talk trigger. My point is this. It takes a little creativity. That all you need is a little, and here's the talk triggers, and Erica's gonna give you guys the infographic, okay? John, I already talked about you. I brought you up earlier, but I'll tell you why I brought John up. How much did John charge me, do you think, to do the red carpet thing? What do you guys think? Remember him and his team? What did they do? They spent the whole few days, interviewing the winners just because they're generous. They did it for free. Now I told John, "Listen, man, I'm going to help you with your book, man. You tell me and I'll hook you up with your book for free." Because we did an exchange, right? Because I know I can help John with his book and blow it up big time. But he did this for free. And that's the thing to do sometimes. Either just to be creative, or let's say you're low on finances, do an exchange with somebody. Okay? Sometimes it's just smart. Okay, Rachel. Anyone know Rachel from the conference?
Yes.
Good speaker? Rachel Peterson? Exchange. Doing her book. Taking care of her. Making the book blow up when she publishes it. Jeff Brown. What I try to do, I could easily write a check for them. "Hey, here's your speaking fee." Why do you think I choose to do people's books for them? Amy Schmidauer. Why do you think I do this?
It keeps on growing.
Keeps on growing? Do you think writing a check is very personal? Here you go. Writing checks is easy. Instead, when I say, "All right, I'll tell you what, I'm going to hook you up with your book," how much do you think I want to over-deliver? Absolutely. I want to take this to the nth degree level. So what can you do for someone else in their business, which is a good exchange? Make sense? Anyone have someone they can do an exchange with?
Yes.
That's just a little side lesson we're talking about right here. All right. How do you grow influence without spending money for ads? What was the answer? Word of mouth. 5 ideas for becoming an industry leader. What was the answer?
Empathy, usefulness, generosity, speed, and attitude.
Okay. And number 3, let's talk about the last one, the number 1 strategy to grow your income and impact this year. Are you ready for it? Okay. Check it out. This thing in the black here at the bottom. Again, I'm going to give you guys this infographic. Customers are increasingly basing their purchase choice not on price, or quality even, but what?
Experience.
Experience. Wow. Experience. People pay for experiences. Is this true? I just booked a very nice place, way overpriced, in Yosemite National Park. I'm like, how do these people even charge that money for a place in Yosemite National Park? I have no idea how, but it's an experience. I read all the reviews. The point is this, guys, you can create an amazing experience. These are all Jay's little quibs here, or quotes. Let me say it real quick. Good. Has anyone been like, you gotta try this restaurant? Why? Because it's good. You know, it's good. You know, I just played this video game the other day. Tell me about it. It was good. Good, guys, good just gets you in the game today. People do not say, I had a very average experience. Let me tell you about this restaurant. It was so average, man. Let me just tell you about it. Take your family, it's average. Same as lame. Same as lame. Why? When you do so many different and unique things, same is lame. And we discuss different and ignore average. True?
Yes.
I'll just say it real quick, shout it out. What's something you experienced recently that was not average? It was out of the ordinary. Joel.
Went to Pins Mechanical over the weekend with my 7-year-old, and their 16-bit arcade room was all the games were free.
All the games were free at Pins Mechanical in Dublin, Ohio.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Has anyone talked about Jenny's Ice Cream before?
Yeah.
Jenny's Ice Cream. Anyone ever been there?
Yeah.
We're all local, so we're like, whatever. When David and I brought people in from out of state, out of country, guess what I said about Jenny's Ice Cream? Did I say, hey, it's like $4 a scoop? Did I say that? What do you think I said? What was the talkable trigger with Jenny's Ice Cream?
Just the crazy weird flavors.
I said, have you ever had goat cheese and cherry ice cream? They didn't say, hey, Kary, now when you promo us, say goat cheese and cherry ice cream.
Yeah.
Right? Now, do they have others?
Oh,
But
yeah.
why did I go for that one? You see what I'm saying?
Different.
It's different. Awesome. Surprise and delight is a stunt. Surprise and delight, where you can't repeat it, is actually going to frustrate people. Because they're like, well, my friend told me about it, and you don't do that anymore? What is it going to do? It's going to create what? Frustration. So check this out, guys. This is all over the internet, all right? Wow experiences are when the experience exceeds the expectation. Anyone ever have this? You just think you're going to a movie, and it's like, hey, where are we going? I don't know, we're just going to this one movie. And you watch, and you're like, oh my gosh, that movie was amazing. Why? Because your expectations were pretty low, but the experience superseded it, right? Where you get poor experiences is if your expectations are high and your experience was low. That's definitely not talkable in a good way. And inconsistent customer treatment breeds contempt. Why did they get this and I don't? Why do they have that and I don't? Why did you do this 2 years ago? I guess there's a park in Indiana called, is there a Santa Claus, Indiana? I think there is. They have a theme park, and guess what they do that's unique at that theme park? All the beverages, all the time, are absolutely free. Now think about that. Where do you think most amusement parks make most of their money? On the concessions. They said, guys, we're going to create free beverages all the time. And he said, the CEO, if we do this, guess what this means? We can never go back. Why? What'd you do in 2006? Why can't you do it in, boom, they would have lost everybody. So now they're known as the park that has free soft drinks all the time, all day. here's what it does. What's the payoff? What do you think the payoff is? People talk about it. What else?
People come back constantly.
People come back. The CEO said that finally dad or mom don't need to feel like cheapskates. Like, hey, we're gonna get 1 cup, guys. We're gonna get 50 straws. Okay? There's that. What else? What do you think people do with the trash? See, because when you pay $50 for a drink, what do you think you do when you're done? You're like, hey, take it right there. Go clean that up. Right? Now what do you do if you get a free drink?
Keep the cup.
You're like, oh, where's the trash? Here you go. There you go. Right? What about the first aid problems? What do you think people do on hot days?
You get a drink.
They dehydration, lawsuits, nursing, first aid went way down. You see this? You think you're paying a lot of money for the free drinks, when in reality, you're saving all these other things and making it talkable. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, let's keep rolling. You guys having fun? We're almost done. Yes. All right. Create an unbelievable customer experience. That's the #1 thing you can do to grow your income and impact this year, is create an amazing customer experience that's repeatable. So for instance, Barry and Media, you guys probably already do this, but imagine if you had a part of your thing where you like gave something that's totally unexpected, and it was repeatable. Suddenly people are like, oh my gosh, you gotta work with Barry and Media. Not only do they do this, but they did this. People are talking about a dumb little cookie for DoubleTree. Make sense, guys? All right, so here's where we're gonna land this plane today. This was very unexpected. Someone came to our conference and said, you guys fired me so much up that I canceled my cable TV. So guess what? We now have people boycotting Igniting Souls conference. Wow, cable. No, I'm kidding.
No.
But she said I came back so fired up from the Igniting Souls conference that I said, forget it, I'm canceling my cable TV and I'm using that monthly money for my business and the time to build the best me I can. And it starts with saying no to my cable. Is that cool?
Yes.
So, I mean, think about that. She thinks she's coming to a conference to have an experience. She is so fired up that she says, I could be growing myself and my business by cutting cable. Here's another one. So, when you have a 12-hour drive back home, guess what you get to do? Read to your husband. Guess what? He doesn't read books. I'm an author married to a non-reader. However, after this weekend, he realized the impact books can have. He even suggested, instead of watching TV at night, that I read to him. Only if I get to pick what you read, baby. Guys, do you see this? Igniting Souls Conference makes the husband who's not a reader, now the husband and wife are having bonding. Instead of she reads the book over here and he watches TV, hey babe, you read me the book, okay? Cool? All right, here's another one. And I remember this lady. I think this is her. I think her roommate canceled on her, like, crazy story. She was, I think this is the one, if I'm not mistaken. She was in tears. She wasn't sure she should stay. She came discouraged and empty. The speakers were awesome. The new friendships meant even more. I'm leaving filled up. Guys, this is just 3 that I caught the last, when I was preparing this talk. We get testimony after testimony after testimony about Igniting Souls Conference. Here's the theme. I'm just going to recap super quick, guys. 2019, we are going to blow this event out of the water, literally. All right? We picked the theme. It's called Your Next Best Step. Why? Because so many times people come to conferences and they're like, wow, she's successful. whoa, look at what he's got. Look at what they're doing. I can never be like that. I can't do all that. And they start comparing. And I came up with this quote recently called, comparison is a popular blood sport making casualties of us all. Is that true?
Yes.
Comparison is making casualties of us all. Because we're watching other people's game and playbook, and we're saying, I can't be like them, I can't be like them. And I'm super excited about Renee's book on comparison, you know? And we said, guess what, guys? It's how many of you have heard me say that before? What is your next best step? I say this like all the time on coaching calls, because people are like, oh, remember, David, you had this happen the other day. Like one lady was asking like 19 questions, and you just said, what is your next best step? That's what success is. So the whole conference is that theme, your next best step, yours, not everyone else's. We are so excited. Our speaker stands on stages like this all the time. And I said to her, hey, come to our conference. So Kary Wilkerson graciously and generously is coming to our conference. She's all the time in Success Magazine, been on stages with Zig Ziglar and Bob Berg and all these people. She's coming. She's so excited to come and speak. We have something new called the Tribe Track. The Tribe Track is for you guys to build your tribe. How many people did you have on stage next to you? John, I can't count.
Oh, 4.
4. That's a magic number. We didn't even plan that today. But Tribe Track, get this. I got sick of going to events where I'd learn something, and David and Sarah, and I'd be like, hey guys, they talked about this and they talked about that, and you should have heard this and you should have. How many of you have a friend like that? You know they're your future business partner. You know that they're going to be on your team, but they weren't at the conference last year. Does anyone have this? You're shaking your head? Yeah, you're shaking your head. Well, guess what? David and I, we came to one event, and from then on, we're like, dude, we're attending together, because they miss something when they're not in the room. And you remember that one event we flew to in Florida. The whole time on the airplane, we're like planning and taking notes, and I think we filmed 35 short videos while we were down there. Something happens, and we said, guys, what if we created something called the Tribe Track, where this is for you. This is where you bring 4 people that are not already in the tribe. So 4 people that are not already in the tribe, here's what you're going to get. Number 1, you're going to get paid $400. $100 each person. We have an affiliate program. Why? No joke, we want to fill that room. Okay? I mean, I'll be real. I want to fill that room with people who are souls on fire. Absolutely. Why? Because you go through all the work. If there's 3 people or 300 or 3,000, it's the same work you have to do pretty much, but you change more lives. So I want to pay you guys. David wants to pay you Tribe Treasure for every person who comes. We're also going to give you an exclusive lunch with the main session speaker and your tribe. So this room is going to be only people who have their tribe, and your tribe can ask questions and say, hey, we're working on this, and what about this, and what do you suggest about this? And that person and these people, these main session speakers, how many of you would have liked Skip Pritchard, who's rated one of the top business speakers 100 on planet Earth, would like him to be like, oh, hey, for your tribe, I would do this, this, and this. Would that be cool? Yeah. That would be cool. Well, we're going to make that. We're also going to give you guys tribe t-shirts. So you're going to be, they all start with T. You get this? Former pastor speaking here, okay? Treasure, time, t-shirts, and takeaway. Not your tribe, just you, and the main session speakers are going to get a photo where then you can use that all over social media. How many times have you guys seen me and other people photographed, right? I do that all the time. You borrow other people's credibility. If you're not using this bonus, you're missing out. Because let me tell you what also you're going to do. Here's the bonuses for the first few people who do that. You're going to be a tribe teacher in our tribe. And you're going to get tribe traffic. What does that mean? The same people that I bring on my show, like Rachel, which gets, 2,000 views, you're going to be teaching. And I'm going to say, let's just pick Renee. Hey, Renee, share with us what you got today about comparison. And this is going to go on the YouTube channel, the iTunes, the Facebook Live. Is this not cool? This is all free just for inviting 4 people that are not part of the tribe yet. You think we're committed to grow the tribe? Absolutely. We know that you know people that we don't know, and we want you to build something amazing with them, and we want to reward you. So this is what I do with Jeff. This is what I do with Dexter. The same main session speaker platform, you're going to get that opportunity, and this is limited. If you say, well, I'm going to start on that in August, you probably missed out. So I don't know how many of these I can do. So far, no one's done it. I gave the challenge December 3rd. I'm not ripping on anybody, but I'm saying David knows the way I'm wired. I would have already done the tribe track by now, just the way I'm wired. Because I'd be like, oh my gosh, I get to be doing all that and being on there and doing that. Take advantage of this, guys, okay? All right, we want to give everybody a bonus. How many of you are already coming to the conference so far? Raise your hand. Okay, you ready? You ready for Santa Claus? You guys ready? Yeah. Okay. If you don't know the pattern, here's the pattern. Every month, David and I are creating a bonus that if you bought the Igniting Souls conference, we're like, hey, it's the 12 months of Christmas. So you're going to get another bonus on top of all the other conference stuff that you get. So this month, it ends tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. Pacific. In other words, if you already bought the Igniting Souls conference ticket, what, David? They'll get emailed this training, lifetime access. Give me a thumbs up, man. It's bright light. Thumbs up. So you guys will get this access. This is called 3 steps to get big influencers to partner with you. Do you think that's important? Does anyone think a big influencer? This is the same training that will help you find big partners, help them partner with you, help them basically why partnering with big influencers is the new way to grow your business. It really is. In this economy, it's association. It's association with partners and a 3-step process on how to get them. It's not by saying, hey, be my partner. Hey, how can you help me? That's not it. This training is literally what I use to be at London and afterwards go up to Kary and say, hey, do you think I pitched Kary right there? Do you think I said, hey, you were really good on stage. I got this little thing called the Igniting Souls Conference. You want to come to it? You think I did that? No, absolutely not. There's a whole strategy and system. By the way, she's super generous, she's super kind, she's super nice. We'd actually want her to be on our stage. But there's a strategy and a system, guys. You think Jay's just like, oh, go use my teaching today. No, there's a system and a way that I think that this is a bonus, guys. I want to give this to you, okay? You're already going to get it. You guys already got your conference tickets, those of you who got it, so you're going to get this. Chris Ducker, okay? Do you guys think I paid for my ticket to the Outmaneuver Summit? No. Why? How do I do that when everyone else has to pay? Because there's a strategy, okay? By the way, Author Academy Elite represents Chris Ducker's foreign rights, okay? So we just secured him 3 deals. Guys, there's a strategy. This strategy is how I think, how David thinks, and we want to give that to you guys. Same thing with Dan Miller, same thing with Rachel Peterson. Make sense?
Yes.
The price of the bonus is worth your conference ticket. Forget the conference ticket, just the bonus is worth the price of the conference ticket. But we want to give that to you guys as well. So everyone's going to get an email who already signed up. You're going to get a bonus, don't you worry, online on Facebook. But if you don't, and if you miss out, 11:59 p.m. Pacific happens tomorrow night, it's gone. And you miss out on that bonus. And next month, we're going to have another bonus. And if you bought your conference ticket, you would have gotten the November bonus, the December bonus, and the January bonus. But if you come in July, you miss all these other bonuses. That's something extra David and I want to create that we said, you know what, that's a talk trigger. You come to a conference and you get 12 bonuses that are going to help you like now. Does that make sense? Cool. Any questions that you guys have before we call it a day? Any questions that you guys... And by the way, is there anybody who's here right now? I know most of you are coming to the conference. Anybody who's like, I want to take a look at the conference registration. Can you pass this out for me, Brian? I think honestly most people are coming, but if you're not coming yet, just look it over. No commitment, look it over. You coming yet? Pass one to this young, amazing person over here. I can't see anybody with the lights here.
I got a question.
Yeah, go for it. Question.
Seth
Come on up, Laura, real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, Laura.
Sorry.
Because nobody can hear you.
I'm sorry.
No, you be careful.
So Seth Godin talks about when you're building tribes, they have two things
Yeah,
that make a tribe: a
Yep.
shared interest and a way to communicate.
yeah,
So these talk triggers,
yes,
it's both of those things. It's how you create a tribe.
yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
right? Am I picking up on this?
I
okay?
like it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, his book called Tribes,
Right.
not his new one, this is marketing, that's a great one, the orange one, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, his book Tribes, which was written, I think, like a decade ago. But yeah, he talks about a shared, say that again?
A shared, two things to make a tribe are a shared interest and a way to communicate,
And which is a talk trigger.
which I've been struggling with my own,
Yeah.
with my tribe. How do I get I can teach them stuff,
Yeah,
but I want them interacting with each other
To pass it on.
and to talk with each other
yep,
and to talk with the outside world.
yep,
And I think
yeah,
this is,
yeah.
I
So,
think this is
so I would ask, like,
aha moment.
I would say, yeah, good, first of all, and it's great to be with you, because Laura was one of our original people. You used to come to the fellowship, like,
all the time, but I'm busy.
you're busy now.
I
But we're glad you're back.
I've come in on the Facebook.
We're glad you're back.
Yeah.
But a talkable trigger for you. So guys, you can absolutely do this. If someone said, you know what, we do oil changes. But when we do oil changes, you come in and you're gonna get popcorn. Okay, grab a seat. You're gonna get Wi-Fi. We're gonna give you a shoe shine. Now listen, right? I mean, is that crazy, amazing? There's a company in New York, not even joking. There's a company in New York that says, you know what? Traffic is crazy in New York. Is this true? We'll come pick up your car. We'll come pick up your car that needs servicing, and what we'll do is we will take, all throughout the day, we'll take snapshots of what needs to be done. We'll email it to you, and you just put a thumbs up or thumbs down if you want us to do it. And then what we'll do is we'll tell you the cost, and we'll actually drive it right back to you. So, does this make sense? No more sitting at a car dealership waiting. Now you're angry. Now they keep coming out and say, we got to do this part, we got to do this part. Now you're in a meeting and you're like, sweet, thumbs up. No, thumbs down. Does that make sense? That's a talkable trigger. So what can you do in your company? Might be empathy, usefulness, blah, blah, blah. But it also might be, hey, when you work with Laura, she's going to do a wealth inventory that's 29 points, absolutely free, boom.
Right.
And you call it something that's passive,
Yeah.
that's
right.
contagious and viral. Make sense?
Yep.
Anybody else? Quick question, yeah.
Yeah, quick question. That is for someone like me. My book isn't published
Yeah.
yet, and I've already been forming. I know pretty much my themes now been worked out. But how does the triggers work? I don't have a how-to book on how to build your business.
Yeah.
I don't have a motivation book. It's a really strong inner healing type book.
Sure.
Where people can learn to live out on the road of freedom.
Yeah. So, for us, a fiction book, Elixir Project, one of our talk triggers became, what's your unhackability score? How many of you took the unhackability assessment? Anybody? Look at the room, about half of you. What's your score? What's your score? What's your score? People said, oh my gosh, I'm getting hacked this way, I'm getting hacked. We decided to create a talk trigger around a fiction young adult book based upon something called the unhackability assessment. So we'll talk offline, but it can be done. Skip's Diner is using Joker cards. You see what I'm saying? You might say, well, gee, We can't beat McDonald's. We can't beat Burger King. Look at how many billions of dollars they spent. They said a deck of cards. So guys, it doesn't take anything that's like unbelievable. DoubleTree, I did this on purpose. A 99-cent cookie, and they're dominating. And they're getting 26,000 mentions a day because of a cookie. So it doesn't always even need to be on brand. Hotel cookie, Joker deck of cards, restaurant. All I'm saying is it needs to be unique and repeatable. It has to be repeatable. Otherwise, you're going to breed contempt. Okay? Guys, I had a blast today. I'm going to stay after and answer questions. But I just want to challenge you that you can outmaneuver your competitors. It's not by being richer or better. It's probably being more creative. And you can absolutely do this. Make sense? All right, thanks for joining us today, everyone. Have a great holiday season.